Mm-mm. For those of you interested in a bit of conspiracy theory stuff, unraveling the conspiracies of those in higher places, well, some of you would already be, in the know about the investigation that Trump ordered for the birth certificate of Barack Obama, because to be a president of the United States you have to be born in America, and Trump said he wasn't, and indeed he wasn't. He was born in Kenya, and all this sort of stuff. And what I will say then, this woman here, Candace Owens, she is a star. She's an absolute diamond of a woman. And she has got this ongoing investigation about Kamala Harris, because Kamala Harris has been proclaiming that she's black, and she's got black ancestry and this, that and the other, when in actual fact she comes from white ancestry who were slave owners. And she had an Indian mother, but a very white father, maybe only quarter or eighth black, but she's proclaiming that she's Afro-Caribbean. She's absolutely not. Candace Owen has done a whole series on this, and she's still investigating it, but also what she's starting to investigate now is Barack Obama, because she says there's a whole lot of monkey business that's been going on with these guys for a long time. Listen to what she says here.
Students, no black students at his very expensive private school. Okay, there's no black people in Indonesia. And really, for those of you that haven't been to Hawaii, it's still like it has nothing to do with America. It feels like we just took Hawaii and we're like, yeah, you're America. When you go out there, you're like, okay, this is like its own thing entirely. They look more Asian than anything else, and they're kind of a little pissed off that we took them, if we're being completely honest about Hawaii now. So he went there. His mother went to a school, that the same one that his dad went to in Hawaii, the same one that his stepdad went into Hawaii. Really kind of feels like he was a part of some weird military program. And then after that, after going to his $31,000 per year private school in Hawaii, he goes to Occidental College in Occidental University or college, whatever it is, in California for 2 years, where he roomed with a white guy for the first year, white guy with blonde hair. He's written about it for his freshman year, and then moved to live off campus in his sophomore year with a Pakistani for 1 year. His dorm mates have described him as doing a mean Mick Jagger impression. Literally, I know I've heard the name Mick Jagger, but I had no idea that he was the lead singer of the Rolling Stones until today. I was today years old when I learned that. I'm just saying, I understand, like, people grew up in a household, they listen to rock and roll. I didn't grow up in that household. MJ was not Mick Jagger for us, it was Michael Jackson. The whole reason we're doing this series is because somebody came for the Jacksons. That's the kind of household I grew up in. So then Barry Obama met and dated a woman in his sophomore year. Her name was Alexandra McNear. You might remember she's the one that released the letters that Barry wrote to her, where he talked about his homosexual feelings. Like, he says that he makes loves to men in his mind, and so he had like homosexual inklings. He then went to Columbia University and still dated Alexandra McNear and was writing her these letters at that time. Anyways, I'm just thinking, like...
So, Barack Obama, he changed his name to Barry Soetoro, and then he changed it back again when he went to America. So it seems that he's coming from some very wealthy family. Both his legitimate father and his stepfather were acquainted with his mother in Hawaii, so they both had relationships with his mother in Hawaii. And so Candace is putting the pieces together, saying maybe they were serving at a military base there or something like that, because how come she met both of those in Hawaii, and there was a lot of power and money within their organization or facility.
What part of Barack Obama's life gave him the authority to tell black men how to act black in America? That's what I'm asking you. What part of his life? Was it Hawaii? Was it Indonesia? Was it Alexandra McNear? At what point did suddenly, like, Barry Soetoro become the person who gets to tell black men how to act in America? Because that's exactly what he's doing now. That's exactly what he has been doing. Is just because, like, once you do a photo op with Jay-Z or Diddy, suddenly, like, you're just, like, handed an award and going, okay, now you're black. Now everybody in the black community has to listen to you. Because that's what it seems like. His history and his background is equally as shady as Kamala Harris's, if we are being frank. And they're bringing him out to essentially whip black Americans into shape because, oh, they gave him the black card. So now black people better just listen to Barack Obama. So here he is, suddenly lamenting the fact that black men just aren't energetic enough for Kamala Harris. Take a listen.
But before we take a listen to that, only a black woman of such credulence could get away with this. Only a very educated black woman married to a white guy and been doing this podcast for a long time. She's educated, sophisticated and all that. Connected. She's very, very connected. So she's gunning for Kamala Harris, and she's really unsettling Kamala Harris to a great deal because what Candace is saying that to the black fraternity, don't believe in this woman. She is not black. It's all fake.
Is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities.
Yes, getting a little queer.
Now,
married a woman with a dick.
I also want to say that that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers.
The brothers!
So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to y'all and say that when you have a choice that is this clear, when on the one hand you have somebody who grew up like you, knows you, went to college with you, understands the struggles and pain and joy that comes from those experiences. So you have to work harder and do more and overcome.
Oh, spit this out, man.
The second highest office in the land.
I'm sorry, Barry Soetoro, but you are going to have to sit your ass down. I got to tell him right now. That's it. Barry has to sit his ass down. This is like, she understands the struggle no more than you understand the struggle. Both of you, okay? How does this work? Again, Barack Obama was raised by three extraordinarily wealthy white adults. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that he is not genetically black. He has been honest with the fact that he didn't know his dad, okay? His dad died, I think, when he was in college at some point. He never was raised by him, was never raised around black people ever. That's fine. But why are you speaking to the brothers? Like, when did it become the brothers? What is this? How do three white people raise a strong black brother? I want to know. Is this like grandma and granddad Dunham raised him to be a strong black man, just like Kamala's Indian mother raised her to be a strong Indian woman or something? Like, what's actually happening right now? This is so insulting. And I am the most insulted by this, by the way, because I have dealt with years, the black community telling me that I'm not black because I voted for Trump. Like, you're not black because you're a Republican. Why? Because I see through this stupid BS, this dumb game of thinking you can whip black Americans with some hip-hop music.
Isn't she beautiful?
Stallion twerking on stage with Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Sophisticated, gorgeous looking, elegant.
King, queen. LeBron James sending out a tweet. Like, that's literally supposed to motivate me to vote, because I can see through the BS. I look up these people's background. I'm going, what about you is culturally black? Barack Obama is not culturally black. I'm sorry. It's time for us to accept that. Like I said, I was moved by him too in 2008. I thought, oh, okay, like, I really didn't understand his background, and
So I could end this video here, And then, you know, I don't know, it's supposed to be about 5 minutes long or something. It's not usual for one of my videos. So I'll keep playing to the end here. And for those of you that want to watch the original, then you can do so. Let me just see. If I close this down a little bit. So this is on Rumble. Breaking was Kamala Harris previously married? So Kamala Harris has got a very, very dubious background in lots of ways, coming from slave-owning ancestry. Oh my goodness. And these people are always proclaiming to be working-class Americans and, you know, of colour and all this nonsense. Way to go, girl. You're a gem. You're a real star.
Questioned people who questioned him. But we have to just come to terms with the fact that we have been being played by Democrats for a very long time. And the reality is he is just as shady in terms of his background as Kamala Harris. I am a firm believer that they are breeding politicians. His background is almost too similar to Kamala Harris's in terms of literally no relation to the black community, having so much wealth, and then as if they went through a school of what it is exactly that they should say to relate to the brothers. To relate to the brothers, to relate to the sisters. Oh, a little bit of Cardi B. I can't, okay? I'm sorry. I'm done with this. And I am actually very happy that black men seem to be taking a larger leap away from this. I hope that black women will follow suit and recognize this to see how ridiculous it is that a woman who was saying she's washing greens in a bathtub and a guy who's suddenly calling black people brothers, despite having literally no introduction to what it means to be culturally a black person in America. I hope that we all can become awakened. But I'm very grateful that black men seem to be holding the line. Like, I am with that 100%. All right, guys, brief break here to remind you about American financing because today's economic environment is
Alrighty then. So, wow, a powerful woman fighting a good cause to out all of these fakers and to out the fake regime. And it's just another classic example of how the people in power are just playing the people around the world. Just, you know, they all come from the creme de la creme. And within British politics, lots of my viewers are British, most of you are. You know, Cameron, being a Mason and a member of all these secret societies and everything, and somebody leaked something at one of these gatherings they have, whereby he had to do a ritual to be included in whatever secret society and sworn into secrecy, and he had to put his penis in a dead pig's mouth. So they had a dead pig on the table, and then he had to drop his pants and put his cock in the mouth to fulfill this ceremony. This is the sort of stuff they're getting up to, people, and that's only the tip of the iceberg. They're getting up to drinking adrenochrome when they're bloodletting their murdered child victims, baby victims, and all the rest of it. It's all been going on, people, for a long, long time. And when you look into this deep esoteric stuff, you'll see that these so-called gods, they all had a fetish for blood. Why did Yahweh of the Old Testament require burnt blood all the time? Why did he need burnt offerings as a sacrifice? Why did he need these sacrifices? Why did he tell, was it Jacob to sacrifice his son Isaac if he really loved God? And why in the Old Testament was it always burnt offerings, burnt offerings, burnt offerings? And then with the Passover, the spilling of baby lambs, male lambs. There had to be male lambs. You got to spill the blood of a male lamb and put it on your door. So everybody within Egypt had to do this, so they would be protected from God's demons as they passed over, killing everybody's firstborn. It's just despicable, vile, disgusting stuff. And so these idiots that believe in this God, this Yahweh, and say he's the most beautiful and loving, it's heinous, it's evil, it's disgustingly vile. And so you look into what the Gnostics have said about Yahweh, you look into what a guy called Marcion said about Yahweh, he wrote prolifically about him, they all called him the devil himself. It's all bollocks. Religion is complete and utter disgusting vile shit. At least the dead dogma, dead desert dogma, Abrahamic religions, they should be obliterated from the face of the earth. They are evil. So it's my intention to keep spreading the word along with other people just to open people's minds up to what this stuff is all about. It's been fake from the very, very beginning. It's evil. It perverts people's minds. It prevents them from thinking straight and thinking rational. It closes their intelligence down and just makes them subservient, blubbering fools. Good God, people. Good God. Good God. What God? What good God? It's all got to go, people.